Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As it is now 10 a.m., I hereby call the stockholders meeting of Andres Soriano Corporation to order. This meeting is being conducted virtually via video conference, and joining me today is our corporate secretary, Attorney Lorna Patajo Kapunan. Earlier this morning, the board of directors held a meeting. My fellow directors are now participating in this annual stockholders meeting through a live stream accessible on our official website. Our stock transfer agent, Stock Transfer Services, Inc., has validated the voting results prior to the start of this meeting. Ms. Secretary, may I ask you to certify the proof of notice of this meeting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Corporate Secretary of A. Soriano Corporation, I hereby certify that the notice of the annual stockholders meeting, along with the procedure for registration, participation, and voting in the 2025 annual stockholders meeting of A. Soriano Corporation, was published in full in the business sections of two newspapers of general circulation, the Daily Tribune and Malaya Business Insight, on March 24 and 25, 2025. In addition, Mr. Chairman, digital copies of the notice of meeting of stockholders, the procedure for this annual meeting, the company's definitive information statement, and the annual report have been uploaded and are accessible via the PSE Edge platform and the company's official website.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Do we have a quorum?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I hereby certify that 2,781,402,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the issued and outstanding capital stock of the corporation, are represented either by proxy or are present through remote communication, in accordance with the procedure for this annual meeting. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The meeting will now proceed with the consideration and approval of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on April 17, 2024. Ms. Secretary, could you please explain and inform us of the voting results for this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on April 17, 2024 have been available for examination by the stockholders in the office of the corporate secretary throughout the past year. Additionally, a digital copy of the minutes has been posted on the company's official website since last year. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on April 17, 2024 be approved. Regarding the voting results, 2,781,402,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the total outstanding shares of the company, have voted in favor of the resolution, either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system, in accordance with the procedure for this annual meeting. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
The next item on the agenda is the presentation of the annual report for 2024. A digital copy of the annual report has been posted on the company's official website. I will now present the highlights of the 2024 annual report that include the financial results for the year ended December 31, 2024, as well as the operational performance of our subsidiaries and affiliates. Again, good morning, fellow stockholders. Welcome to this virtual annual shareholders meeting. In 2024, the Philippines achieved one of the fastest growth rates among Southeast Asian countries, driven by strong domestic demand and the easing of inflation that allowed a less restrictive monetary policy. The country's gross domestic product grew by 5.6%, despite heightened geopolitical tensions. The service sector was the driver of growth, expanding by 6.7%. Construction grew by 10.3%, and manufacturing rebounded with a 3.6% increase. The agricultural sector continued to disappoint, contracting by 1.6% because of typhoons, poor policies, and disruption to crop production, livestock, and fisheries. The Build Better More program to improve connectivity and position the Philippines as an attractive investment destination supported higher government expenditure for infrastructure projects in public transport, power, health, information technology, water resources, and agriculture. The exceptional performance of the company's financial holdings in 2024 led to a record profit of 4.7 billion pesos, an 83% increase in the previous year's net income of 2.6 billion pesos. It is expected that this exceptional performance may not be sustainable in succeeding years. Financial holdings generated a 3.7 billion peso gain compared to 1.9 billion pesos in 2023, mainly due to the investment in International Container Terminal Services, Inc., ICTSI, with its 56% price increase during the year. Gains from other securities reached 417.6 million pesos, while dividend income rose 5.7% to 389.3 million pesos. Our interests in Phelps Dodge Philippines Energy Products Corporation, PDP, contributed 1 billion pesos to our net income. Earnings from Seven Seas Resort and Leisure Inc. decreased to 123.8 million pesos. ATRAM, our financial services firm, contributed 25.3 million pesos, and KSA Realty Corporation provided 94.2 million pesos in cash dividends. On November 13, 2024, ANSCOR acquired a 22% stake in TBG Food Holdings, Inc., also known as the Bistro Group, which owns and runs over 200 full-service restaurants, including household names such as Italianini's, TGI Fridays, Texas Roadhouse, and most recently, Morton's Steakhouse. This investment in the Bistro Group and the supportive global financial environment increased the value of our investment assets from 23.3 billion pesos to 27.8 billion pesos. In 2024, ANSCOR paid total cash dividends of 75 centavos per share, 50 centavos per share in March, and 25 centavos per share in November 2024. Last February, ANSCOR declared another cash dividend of 50 centavos per share that was paid on April 11, 2025. Your company's book value per share increased by 70% during the year, from 19 pesos to 22 pesos. PDP achieved record sales of 11.2 billion pesos in 2024, driven by the robust domestic market growth. PDP's commitment to on-time delivery, product quality, safety, superior service, and innovation drove sales across all customer segments. Sales volume increased by 8.5%, propelled by strong demand across key sectors. PDP's net income remained steady at 957.3 million pesos, slightly lower than last year. For this year, PDP will seek international partners to develop recurring export orders. 2024 for PDP was a year of operational advancements, including new machineries for specialized products for the utilities and infrastructure segments, and advanced raw material systems for more efficient handling and storage. The company commissioned a 1.5 megawatt solar rooftop power plant, underscoring ANSCOR and PDP's dedication to sustainability, which will also reduce our energy costs. PDP paid 436.5 million pesos in dividends to ANSCOR in 2024. Seven Seas Resorts and Leisure Inc., the owner of Amampulo Resort, generated a consolidated net income of 198.6 million pesos in 2024. Amampulo generated a 1.4 billion peso revenue, matching previous year's levels despite typhoons and industry-wide decline in occupancy rates. Net income was 160 million pesos in 2024, a 10.8% decrease, compared to last year due to higher operating costs. In the third quarter of 2024, Seven Seas commissioned a solar farm covering 3.5 hectares of Pamalican Island to supply at least 50% of the resort's electricity needs. This will lower our power costs in the years to come. Amampulo continues to receive prestigious awards and citations for its outstanding and continually expanding wellness, spa, dive, and resort facilities, including our support for local economies with its youth program on Manamok Island in partnership with the Andres Soriano Foundation. The assets under management of ATRAM Investment Management Partners Corporation reached 363.3 billion pesos by the end of December 2024, 16% higher than the previous year. 2024 revenues reached 1.4 billion pesos, a 38% increase over last year's 1 billion pesos. Operating expenses increased due to staff hiring and IT infrastructure investments. In the last quarter of 2024, the ATRAM Group signed an investment agreement with the Union Bank of the Philippines to acquire the bank's Investment Management and Trust Corporation's Trust Group in exchange for a 27.5% ownership stake in ATRAM subsidiary, ATR Asset Management, Inc. At closing, ATRAM and Union Bank's trust corporations will merge, leaving ATRAM Trust Corporation as a surviving entity with assets under management greater than 450 billion pesos. The Andres Soriano Foundation marked its 57th year with collaboration and support from institutions, communities, and generous donors and sponsors. Core programs for health, nutrition, and medical missions, education, livelihood, and the environment continued to be prioritized in the 4th and 5th class municipalities of Northeast Palawan. The Foundation's Small Island Sustainable Program launched a health caravan targeted at maternal and general health and continued the dissemination of the Safe Delivery app to midwives. In addition, education projects continued to support senior high school students and technical vocational students and academic scholars. Training for over 100 women weavers increased handicraft productivity generating 1.2 million pesos in sales during the year. With the Department of Trade and Industry as our partner, the foundation provided 6 handicraft machines worth 3 million pesos. ASF also conducted agricultural technology training for 35 vegetable farmers in Manamoc and provided guidance on potable water collection. The War on Plastics initiative shredded over 1,800 kilograms of plastic waste, producing repurposed items like bricks and tiles. Coastal resource management efforts included monitoring 13 marine protected areas, increasing live coral cover and fish count, and rehabilitating mangroves, supplemented by coastal cleanups, collecting non-biodegradable waste. ASF continued its cancer care program with its pharmaceutical company partners for the Medical Oncology Fellowship Training Program at UP-PGH and provided chemotherapy maintenance medicines for 203 indigent breast cancer patients. In disaster relief response, the foundation adopted 200 households in Agoncillo, Batangas, affected by Typhoon Christine. The positive outlook for the Philippine economy hinges on the country's ability to rein in inflation and the deficit, implement a more supportive monetary policy to foster business growth, and sustain government spending on infrastructure to stimulate economic activity, while safeguarding against increased global uncertainty. Despite the shifting geopolitical and trade landscape and mid-year elections, your company is well positioned to navigate these uncertainties, relying on a diversified portfolio and a conservative balance sheet. Phelps Dodge's focus on innovation and domestic economic development, ICTSI's continued operational execution, excellence, and expansion plans, the Bistro Group's exposure to growing domestic consumption, and ATRAM's new partnership are the foundation to grow shareholder value for us. ANSCOR will uphold its sustainable practices and programs for the well-being, livelihood, and quality of the life of our employees, of our customers, our partners, and the community we serve. Your company mourns the passing on February 17, 2025, of Mr. Eduardo Jose Soriano, ANSCOR's vice chairman and director. Ed dedicated his professional life to ANSCOR, served as a director since 1980, as vice chairman since 1990, and as treasurer before retiring in 2018. Thank you, Ed. We are deeply grateful for your leadership and contributions to all of us. Following the passing of Eduardo Jose Soriano, the ANSCOR board approved last February amendment to its bylaws retiring the vice chairman position in his memory. The amendment will be presented today for your approval. On behalf of the board of directors, we express our gratitude for the confidence of our shareholders, the loyalty of our customers, the dedication of our employees, the support of our board of directors. Thank you very much. We will now proceed to address questions from stockholders. In accordance with the procedures for this annual meeting, we received a question submitted by email at registration@anscor.com.ph. Ms. Secretary, could you please read this question?
Mr. Chairman, we received the following question from a shareholder. What are the company's priorities for 2025?
Thank you. I guess the priorities for the company are to continue strengthening the performances of our core business by spending money where it is needed, by improving facilities, by making machines more efficient, by being able to deliver more services, better services, and higher quality of service at Seven Seas. We will continue to maintain a conservative aspect to our investment decisions and to our investment portfolio. We will also continue to evaluate potential areas for long-term growth, and we will remain disciplined in our approach at looking at these. I trust this answers your question. Since there are no further questions that I am aware of, we will now proceed to the next item on the agenda, the approval of the 2024 annual report and the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2024. Copies of these documents have been uploaded and made accessible through the company's official website. Ms. Secretary, would you kindly read the proposed resolution and inform us of the voting results for this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that the 2024 annual report and the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2024 be approved. With respect to the voting results, 2,781,402,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the total outstanding shares of the company, have voted in favor of the resolution either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting systems. Accordingly, the resolution, Mr. Chairman, has been approved.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. I assume this includes all the acts of directors during the year.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The next item of business is the election of members of board of directors. Ms. Secretary, could you please inform us of the nominations that have been received?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Section 3A of Article 4 of the company's bylaws, the following individuals were nominated on March 1, 2025. Mr. Andres Soriano III, Mr. Ernest K. Quiet-Keng, Mr. Johnson Robert G. Gold Jr., Mr. Oscar J. Ilado, Mr. William H. Otiger, Ms. Camila Maria H. Soriano, and Mr. Eduardo Jose M. Soriano Jr. Mr. Oscar J. Ilado and Mr. Johnson Robert G. Gold Jr. have been nominated as independent directors of the company. With respect to the voting results, each of the nominees received 2,781,402,729 votes for election as director. Accordingly, they are hereby declared, Mr. Chairman, as the duly elected members of the Board of Directors for the ensuing year. Congratulations, gentlemen and lady.
And thank you. Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Thank you to our shareholders. And congratulations to my fellow board of directors. And Dado, welcome to our board. The next item of business is the approval for the continuation of Mr. Oscar J. Ilado to serve as an independent director of the company, notwithstanding that he has served in such capacity for more than 9 years now. Ms. Secretary, could you please inform us of the proposed resolution and the voting results for this item?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that the continuation of Mr. Oscar J. Ilado to act as independent director of the company be approved. With respect to the voting results, 2,781,402,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the total outstanding shares of the company, have voted in favor of the resolution either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you. The next item of business is the approval of the amendment of the first paragraph of Article 5, Executive Committee, and Sections 1, 3, and 4H of Article 6, Officers of the Bylaws, in order to retire the position of Vice Chairman as previously indicated. Ms. Secretary, could you please read the proposed resolution and also inform us of the voting results from this item?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that the amendment of the first paragraph of Article 5, Executive Committee, and Sections 1, 3, and 4H of Article 6 on Officers of the Bylaws of the company in order to retire the position of Vice Chairman be approved. With respect to the voting results, 2,781,401,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the total outstanding shares of the company, have voted in favor of the resolution, either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is deemed approved.
Thank you. The next item of business is the appointment of the corporation's external auditors. Management has proposed the appointment of CICIP Gorres Velayo and Company. Ms. Secretary, could you please read the proposed resolution and inform us of the results?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that CICIP Gorres Velayo and Company be appointed as the external auditors of the company. With respect to the voting results, 2,781,401,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the total outstanding shares of the company, have voted in favor of the resolution either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is deemed approved.
Thank you. The next item of business is the ratification of all acts, contracts, investments, and resolutions. Board of Directors and of our management since the last annual stockholders meeting as set forth in the minute books, the annual report, and the audited financial statements, or as disclosed in reports to the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange. Ms. Secretary, could you please read the proposed resolution and inform us of the voting results for this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that all acts, contracts, investments, and resolutions of the Board of Directors and management since the last annual stockholders meeting, as set forth in the minutes book, the annual report, the audited financial statements, or as disclosed to reports in the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange, be approved. With respect to the voting results, 2,781,401,729 shares of stock, or 92.71% of the total outstanding shares of the company, have voted in favor of the resolution either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you. If there are no other matters that shareholders wish to raise on behalf of your Board of Directors, I would like to take this opportunity to express our most sincere thanks and appreciation appreciation to all our employees for their continued support and dedication to our company. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our fellow stockholders for your trust and confidence in your company throughout these many years. We will now entertain a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
I am Jose Cayubi, the stockholder. I move to adjourn the meeting.
I am Emelinda Orozco, a stockholder. I second the motion.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and keep safe. Happy Easter. Thank you.